What's up everybody? So today I'm gonna be riding the Triumph Trident 660. Let me just adjust the angle a tiny bit. This motorcycle, basically it released in 2021 and yeah, getting a chance to ride it. Woo! If you can hear the sound. Yeah. Alright, so this motorcycle is powered with inline 3 660cc engine, the ever so famous inline 3 by Triumph. And today we're riding towards Sriharikota, taking the opportunity to check out the Trident 660. This is actually Suresh's bike, who I ride with whenever possible. So this bike is basically Triumph had a very simple plan and a very specific plan about who this motorcycle is for. One of the most important reasons is that it's for people who are entering the world of big motorcycles, beginners, you know, the younger generation. So especially for India, that works well because we are not used to motorcycles with so much power, and this bike sort of is built to sit in that position in the market where it's useful to really enter that league of big motorcycles and enjoy the performance it offers without hurting yourself. And the other category is for the ones who are a slightly older generation and they're getting back into motorcycling, or they want a motorcycle which is lighter, easy to use in the city commute, or who have bigger adventure motorcycles or bigger sports vehicles. This bike sort of gives that very easy access to a powered vehicle, but still very accessible, right? So having said that, this motorcycle is super smooth. You would have heard me say this in another video, but it is smooth. Triumph inline 3s, you can tell that it's built with very good quality and purposeful in terms of what it needs to do. Right off the bat, I can say super easy to handle this motorcycle. Feels great, feels nimble, feels light, and it sort of has an aggressive seating position. Not so much that it's uncomfortable, but just enough for you to get into that sporty stance when you want to ride a little fast. And the bike has a very nice character in terms of being a 3-cylinder, so the lower rev range is pretty good as opposed to an inline 4, and the higher rev range, you can rev the bike up pretty high considering a twin cylinder. So the difference between a twin and an inline 4, that this bike sits just in between. That's a pretty cool space to be in, and I think Triumph has made that market their own. They've really invested their decades and decades of understanding and research and their ability to build sporty motorcycles such as the Street Triple R. So this will be the younger brother, and it comes from the similar platform as the Street Triple R or the Street Triple family. The engine is derived from the Street Triple, but a lot of components have been changed to fit how this motorcycle feels, and it makes it very easy for a beginner or someone who's upgrading from a smaller cc motorcycle to feel comfortable, to feel confident. This bike doesn't throw anything unexpected at you. It keeps it very predictable. But having said that, this motorcycle has enough power to keep you excited and engaged and sort of hone your big cc motorcycle riding skills, right? Yeah, let's just check how it feels to slightly pull. Yeah, so once you cross that 4,000 5,000 rpm, you can really feel that motorcycle's power kicking in. The motorcycle sort of pulls you, and it's a nice feeling to have. Very minimal vibrations in the handlebar, very minimal vibrations in the foot pegs. makes it very smooth, very nice. It's a motorcycle which can cruise at 100, 120 all day long. I mean, don't mistake me, you can obviously ride the bike much faster, but if you want to go all day at 120, no stress, no stress. So if you notice, this motorcycle has sort of a short handlebar. It's wide enough, but it's pretty narrow, so which helps you navigate through city traffic easily. The ergonomics, it gives you a very nice, not so crunched feel. Has a very relaxed seating position, but yet aggressive enough for you to entertain fastish riding. Alright, if you want to enter the owning a Triumph, this motorcycle sort of gives you that access, because it's priced at around 8 to 10 lakhs right now. On road in Chennai is about 9 lakh 50,000 or something like that. So sits at a spot which is quite pricey compared to the competition, which is the Kawasaki Z650 or the Z650 RS, and also you have the Interceptor 650, of course, how could you forget. But it comes with riding modes, so you have the road, rain, it comes with 2 riding modes, road and rain. Now if you really want to be cautious, you can always choose to ride in the rain mode and get used to how the bike behaves, get used to all of that it has to offer in terms of power and handling and whatnot, and then switch to road mode, which will sort of slowly, gradually build you up to understanding how to ride this motorcycle. But yeah, unlike many of its elder siblings, the Street Triple, it's a very forgiving motorcycle at 80 bhp and 64 Newton meter torque. So it's pretty cool, very cool. Those motorcycles, although they are super precise and powerful, you really need to understand and develop certain amount of skill in order to make sure that you don't get into trouble with it. But on this, you can outright just get on it and keep going. So I'm just gonna make a U-turn here to show you the turning radius of this motorcycle. So if you see, it's pretty short, the turning radius is not too much, but it's decent. It's decent enough to handle city traffic. Of course, you can't turn it as much as the regular vehicles, commuter vehicles, but yeah. And right now I'm gonna show you how, if you slow down this motorcycle, even at 20, 18, 15 on second gear, the bike doesn't knock. Has this very smooth feel, which sort of assists people who are not used to riding such powerful motorcycles. So even if I change the gear to third, the bike is somehow able to maintain itself without knocking. So that's a pretty cool feature for the Indian riding conditions, right? If you see, I'm not accelerating, it's just going, there's no knocking. That's a fantastic feature which Triumph has developed, and that's what I was talking about. They have given a completely new characteristic to this motorcycle and makes it very user friendly, very beginner friendly. And if you saw the U-turn, doing that was a piece of cake. Doesn't make you feel like you're riding a huge bike which needs to be tamed. Alright, awesome. So on this motorcycle you need to hold the clutch and then switch it on. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's go. Woo! Yeah, can you hear that? Motorcycle sits on a steel chassis, a steel frame. So this was designed specifically for this motorcycle. There you go. When you ride this motorcycle on the street, immediately no one's gonna catch your attention until they hear that beautiful inline 3 symphony. When the sun is out, sunglasses are a must. But it's an opportunity for you to see what happens to the motorcycle when you ride it in the rain, as opposed to the Street Triple, which I think sits at around 810 mm. Talking about the braking, in front they have a dual disc Nissan 2 caliper, so they're two calipers on either side, making it 4. We have the suspension. So we have the front USD Showa suspension. So if you see the Michelin Road 5, front and back is the 17 inch. So it's a proper street.